As Pope Francis embarks on his historic visit to Indonesia from September 3rd to 6th, 2024, the eyes of the world turn towards a forgotten land, West Papua. Pope Francis, a champion of the poor and oppressed, has the power to amplify the voices of West Papuans on the global stage. His presence in Indonesia could be a turning point for West Papua's liberation struggle, a moment when the international community is forced to reckon with the uncomfortable truth of West Papua's continued colonization. The Pope must urge the Indonesian government to honor its own constitution, to stop the violence, to end the exploitation of West Papua's natural resources, and to finally, after nearly 80 years, grant West Papua the independence it has long been denied. The Indonesian Constitution of 1945, in its very preamble, declares that, and I quote, "Independence is the inalienable right of all nations. Therefore, all colonialism must be abolished in this world as it is not in conformity with humanity and justice." Yet the reality in West Papua starkly contradicts this noble declaration. The ongoing colonization of the Melanesian people in West Papua is not only a violation of international law, but a betrayal of Indonesia's own foundational principles. How can a nation that prides itself on justice continue to oppress and to subjugate another people under its rule? Worse still, how can those who were once colonized become colonizers themselves? This is the reason why Pope Francis' trip to Indonesia should not be just another diplomatic visit filled with the usual niceties and platitudes. It must be a moral call to action from this deeply moral man. The Pope, renowned for his unwavering commitment to social justice and the alleviation of human suffering, must seize this opportunity to raise his voice for the voiceless, to stand with the oppressed, and to confront the ongoing colonial injustice that has plagued West Papua for nearly 8 decades. Pope Francis has boldly declared in the past that, and I quote, "I prefer a church which is bruised, hurting, and dirty because it has been out on the streets, rather than a church which is unhealthy from being confined and from clinging to its own security." Since 1945, the people of West Papua have been crying out for their stolen independence, a dream stifled by the harsh realities of Indonesian rule. Their struggle is not just political, but deeply human. It is a fight for dignity, for the right to live freely in their own ancestral land, and for the end of the violence that has torn apart families, communities, and the very fabric of their society. The pain of West Papuans is not just historical, it is present, it is raw, and it demands the world's attention, especially from a leader like Pope Francis, who has made it his mission to advocate for the marginalized and the suffering. The Catholic Church in West Papua, through the Secretariat of Justice and Peace, has long been a beacon of hope and resistance against this ongoing injustice. From 2015 to 2017, the SJP documented countless human rights abuses, arrests, torture, extrajudicial killings, all perpetrated by Indonesian security forces against the indigenous Papuan people. These are not just statistics. They are the stories of mothers who have lost their sons, of communities torn apart by fear, of a paradise turned into a battlefield. The Catholic Church has been inspired by the very teachings of Pope Francis himself, who declared in his own words from the 49th World Peace Day on January 1st, 2016 that, and I quote, When we are healthy and comfortable, we forget about other people. We don't care about their problems, sufferings, and injustices of which they suffer. Our hearts have become cold. The church in Papua refuses to forget. It refuses to allow the suffering of the Papuan people to be ignored or dismissed. The world cannot afford to be indifferent to the plight of West Papua any longer. The ongoing violence, environmental destruction, and political repression are not just local issues. They are global concerns reflecting a broader pattern of colonial oppression that must be challenged. The United Nations, the Pacific nations, and even the African, Caribbean, and Pacific European Union Parliamentary Joint Assembly have all raised alarms about the situation in West Papua. Yet, despite international condemnation, the Indonesian government continues its oppressive policies, prioritizing infrastructure development over human rights and dismissing the legitimate demands of the Papuan people for justice and freedom. The time for action is now. The world, and especially Pope Francis, must stand with West Papua, not just in words, but in deed. The pain and suffering of the Papuan people demands nothing less. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching and standing with West Papua's fight for freedom. I deeply appreciate it. Together, we can make a difference by raising awareness and demanding justice. If you like this video, please support this channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. See you next time. Thank you.